Are you going places or left behind without a travel companion? Listen to how you can travel more independently. Dr. Mary Travelbest will bring you the best tips and her travel mistakes so you can benefit.
Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Independent Travel Guide. This is North Dakota. I wrote and published the best-selling book, CD, and website, The World's First Guide to Independent Travel. And since 1993, I've been running a marketing business, raising 4 children with my husband, and been a university professor while traveling. These travel experiences are necessary tools, so I want to share them so you make your trip the very best, like travel best. In this episode, the FAQ is, how far in advance should I book my travel? The destination is North Dakota. The lesson is learned on how to carry a flashlight, and the tip is staying awake while driving. The FAQ, when asked, how far in advance should I book my travel? I had to dig into my expert opinions for some data. The domestic trips should be booked 1 to 2 months in advance, and international trips are best planned even further in advance, especially if you're traveling on specific dates for a holiday period like Thanksgiving or Christmas. Those are when flights are highly sought after, and as you know, you've got to think about economic supply and demand when it comes to travel. Airline seats are a perishable commodity. Today's independent destination is Fargo, North Dakota. I spent 3 days in Fargo, North Dakota in 2020. I considered flying there, but the flights were not convenient as most of the towns are small. So I drove to Fargo, the largest city in the state, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. During the winter, I'd probably not travel there, but in the spring, summer, and fall, you may like this area as I did, since there are so few people and plenty to enjoy about nature. The first night, there was a terrible storm, and the wind howled and trees were falling the next morning. What was of interest to me was how the Hardy residents handled this. They dragged their downed trees and they dragged their branches to the street right in front of their homes for the city to come by and pick up the mess. So this was not that unusual for the locals. I traveled around the Moorhead-Fargo region where the cities are so close, there wasn't even a sign where one started and one ended, and one state started and ended too. Now, the touristy thing to do in Fargo is the Yemcost Center. It's a scenic museum complex that features a replica of a Norwegian Viking ship and a wooden stave church. The name itself, Yemcost, means homecoming, which represents the Nordic people. You'll also find the Plains Art Museum. It's one of the most visited places in Fargo. Other popular sites in North Dakota are the Teddy Roosevelt National Park and the National Buffalo Museum. There's also the Painted Canyon Visitor Center. As you would imagine, there's plenty of buffalo and camping here to enjoy. Other things to do in the area are visit the many parks, museums, art galleries, and to mix with the locals. I found many university campuses to walk around, such as North Dakota State University and 5 others. Now, it may be the last U.S. state that many people visit because it's just not on the way to many other places. However, it's worthwhile to visit and learn of this great state of North Dakota. Now for today's lesson learned, carry a flashlight. At night, it's hard to see in the dark. If you're tent camping, you may need to have a handy flashlight if you need to use the restroom facilities. You can find some that are hands-free too. That saved me from tripping in the dark several times. Keeping a flashlight with batteries or using a flashlight on your smartphone can save you from tripping or falling. That's a lesson learned. See the notes for best flashlights and how to select one. Today's travel advice, how to stay awake while driving. We need to combat drowsy driving. First, you should not drive when you're tired because your brain is impaired. But if you must drive, you can keep yourself occupied by talking on the phone hands-free to someone you love, or sing a song with the windows rolled down. That helps to have more fresh air. I suggest pulling off and taking a rest if you're tired. So see the show notes for more details. Today, I want to bring meaning to your travel. Thank you for listening to the world's first guide to independent travel with Dr. Mary Travelbest. Please send me your travel questions so I can help you and help others too. I'm looking for you to travel best, so go ahead. Let me know what's on your bucket list.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.